Okay, so this is a Johiko, Jouhiko. I know it's from one of the Scandinavian-ish, maybe it's Finnish. I think it's Finnish from Finland. But this one was custom made for me by a wonderful fellow um, that I will put a link to in the description. Um, because of the move and everything else, I've got very busy. I haven't had much time to play with this thing. Also, I'm not quite sure the process of how to actually bow on nylon strings. I don't know. He's really into primitive music, so this might actually be real gut. I don't know if this might not even be nylon. This might be actual gut string. In which case, I really don't know. If there's a certain way I'm supposed to be strumming or bowing things on this, but this is a very nice instrument, Juhiko. It's very lovely. It's got a nice tone. It's not tuned. I don't have it tuned to anything right now. I just started turning the dials, whatever, until I heard three things that kind of sound a little bit cool. I haven't checked out what these notes actually are, if they even belong together, but I've been riffing on this for quite a while, so. How it's generally supposed to go is I'm supposed to hold it up here and then bow across here, probably like this, and then like bow across here, and then I make the notes by putting my fingers, the backs of my fingers, somewhere along this thing to make different notes. Obviously, I'm not skilled at that yet, but this is one of the instruments that I will be keeping to work on. So the full list of the instruments that I'm actually going to hang on to and keep are ones that I've discovered over the last year are actually more uh, able to be adapted to or with or whatever. They're more easily adapted. They lend themselves more to experimentation because there aren't a whole lot of music books around. There's not a whole bunch of uber technical uh, ancient stringed instruments. Well, I mean there are, but I mean for people that just pick the stuff up and they want to learn how to play anything. And they just want to be able to experiment with whatever they can do with whatever they can do, their bodies, and make music, hopefully joyful noise unto the Lord. These are the kinds of instruments that I think I'm going to stick with. If I wanted to, I could lay it flat. I could lay it flat across my probably my other wheelchair because I think it has full. No, it doesn't. But if I got like a table or a desk or something up in my lap, I could lay it flat and I could actually pick and try to work out some stuff there, just laying it flat so I don't have to try to hold it. I don't know if I'd be able to do any kind of slide with it, but a thumb pick would definitely, with it laying flat like this, would probably be, I could probably do a lot. Another instrument that I'm going to be keeping, which is very much like this one, but it's not the same. Check out the shape of the head here at the top. This is a Juhiko. This one that I'm about to show you is a tal harpa or a tegal harpa, depending on how Americanized you want to actually get with what you're saying. So I will very carefully draw this out, put this down, show off my quad belly a little bit. Similarly, this is also not tuned to anything at the moment. This string is barely hanging on. So yeah, there's no tension on this whatsoever. So let me fix that. Put some tension on here so we can get some kind of sound going, maybe. You can see these tuners, which were handmade by the respective builders when they made them. Uh, these they're not threaded. They just go down into they decrease like a peg should, and then you just use tension inside the headstock to hold them in place so they don't detune once you get tension on them. So you got to push in, kind of like tuning a violin. You're getting the rough tuning on a violin or any other similar instrument. I have not had tension on these strings in months because things got busy. And I haven't done the thing with the instruments that I want very much to make sure I can hang on to. I started my Deep Desire. These are steel strings, so they're going to sound a bit different. And again, I don't have them tuned to anything. But you notice that the head is different. I can either, if I wanted to, I could play the bass string. I could play a melody on the bass string if I wanted to, and go up an octave here and do that kind of thing, and then just keep this as a drone. But this is a Tego Larva. I'll put a link to the person that made this for me also in the description below. Very nice. And what I like about these builders that I've been finding on Etsy for the last year or so is that they, um, like, let me put this back. Like all of my harpas, I have 4 harpas. I'm very, very pleased with them. I love them very much. These are going to be the hardest instruments for me to get down and learned. This is a Mora harpa. No, this is not my Mora harpa. This is a Kinder harpa. This is 2 rows. It's an actual nickel harpa scaled down for a say junior high student to use, junior high student, high schooler student to use. Very small spaces, very short scale on the neck. So the craftsman that made this named these Kinderharpa, and I obviously have no tuning whatsoever on the sympathetic strings. But there's a bow that's played here from the bottom, very small movements, and then the notation is made by pressing these buttons. On this one, only these 2 strings have you make notes, and then this one's just a drum. There's no way to make any other sound come out of this top one. It's got the sympathetic strings underneath it, those smaller strings. You don't actually play those, so you just ring out with their respective notes, and they back up when they're tuned correctly what the main thing is playing. So this is a Kinderharpa. That blue thing, the first blue thing that I had that I just showed you was a Tagelharpa. Um, This is Juhiko. This is the Mora harpa. It has three strings. It has no resonant, no sympathetic strings whatsoever. It just has three playable strings. Two drones, one row of keys for notes. Also played with the bow usually. Um, so that's the Mora harpa. Mora harpa. I'm trying very hard not to roll my R's because it's Swedish, not Russian. But when you learn both languages, sometimes you just get confused. This is the first nickel harpa type instrument I tried to own that I bought, actually from the same maker. This is the closest one that's anything in tune, and it hasn't been tuned in a while. Also played with the bow, obviously, and the keys. I love the action on this. Because even with my half a hands, the action is so nice and free and easy on this two-row nickel harpa, so it's not full size, that I can do fairly well on getting notes to come out of it when I actually practice with it. So I'm keeping that one too. Also, I will have links, or a link, to the man that has made these instruments for me because he did a wonderful job. And I have bought 4 instruments from him because he does a wonderful job. And because he does a wonderful job, this is my most recent acquisition from him. This is a full-size nickel harpa. It says 3 playable strings, 3 rows of keys, so all 3 strings now. All 3 playable strings. Ooh, this sounds kind of in tune. Have their own playable keys. So this is full size, 3 rows of keys, 3 playable strings. The sympathetic strings, as you can see underneath, very lovely. This is a full size nickel harpa. So for those of you, most of the makers that I have these instruments from, or ordered these instruments from, have a YouTube presence some kind of way. So the likelihood of any of those craftsmen coming across my posts talking about how I'm reducing my inventory in terms of musical instruments goes, you might have some concern that you just spent all this time building something for me. That was almost the Twilight Zone. That I'm just going to toss into the wind. I want to assure you that is not the case. I am doing away with things like the guitars. I'm keeping the 2 very specific banjos because they were made for me by a man named James Morris, who I will also link in the description below. But I'm hanging on to those. I'm hanging on to the harpas. I'm hanging on to Juhiko. I'm hanging on to Rosemary, the piano. I'm hanging on to. I might hang on to the Martin backpacker. I'm not sure. Um, but I'm definitely hanging on to the resonator guitar because I can use that as a lap steel, basically. So there's that. But I'm hanging on to the 2 banjos that Jim Morris made for me, or the one that he did make for me, and the one he's currently starting for me. I'm going to keep those. And the dulcimers. And that's what I'm going to hang on to for instruments, and everything else factory made banjos and guitars, a lot of the percussion instruments, all of that's going to go somewhere else because I really want to focus just on these very fine instruments that I have. So I can figure out how to do more cool stuff like that, and stuff people actually recognize and might want to sing along to the glory of God, because that's what I figured out to do. And I know if I dedicate all the time to trying to figure out, as my hands are still actively declining, uh, you know, playing instruments that need to be played specific ways in order to do whatever with, I can just, if I want to facsimilate something, I have a plentiful assortment of instruments I can do that kind of thing with, and I don't have to offend any purists out there. I really wish I knew what I had to. I'm gonna have to investigate that after I shut down this video. Um, but anyway, I forgot to introduce this video. This is actually another, or the newest installment of the Strummin' and Gummin' series. I was just gonna do like a little 3-minute demo, but I got to run in my mouth, and then I started showing off the instruments. So, to all you instrument makers out there that see my channel, please know I am not um, being dismissive of your work. I appreciate all of it. I love all of it. I'm hanging on to all of it. So I'm reducing my inventory of the other stuff so I can put more time and attention into actually learning these wonderful and beautiful instruments that you've made. So I'm grateful to you and to the Lord for my ability to have these things, and now I will do due diligence in helping them serve their purpose. So that's it for this episode. Till next time, if there's the next time, God be with you. And yeah, whatsoever your hand finds to do, do as unto the Lord. If that means you got to get rid of some of the stuff that your hands are currently doing to identify and get more skilled at the things that your hands could probably do better. One of the things your hands might find to do is load up your vehicle and head on down and make a very nice donation to your local thrift store to support the dreams of some of your other community members or neighbors, or the passing drifter that just happens to stop in and says, "Oh, I've always wanted one of those. Never thought I could afford one or find one. So now I have one. And thank you, Lord, for this chance to pursue this desire of my heart according to your faithfulness." Till next time.